Good morning. This video is going to dedicated about ADHD. I'm not going to discuss about what is ADHD. That ADHD is simple, which you have deficiency of attention. Likewise, you have lack of attention span or very short attention span, and apart from that, ADHD, hyperactivity disorder. Like you will get very hyperactive. You will always have to do some work. You can't sit still at a place. And I think I have ADHD. And how do I know about that? In my previous exam, I noticed that it's very hard for me to focus even for 1 minute. My mind always wanders, even at the physical thing, or maybe from the mental overthinking, fatigueness, wandering mind, fear of future, fear of not focusing. I've also discussed this in my previous video that I have stuck in a loop of too much hyper awareness. And from that too much hyper awareness, I think maybe I had ADHD, or maybe not. Maybe not. Why I'm saying that? Because I was good in studies. I used to study a lot. Even though I have to study a topic for 10 hours, usually a normal person would take 1 hour to learn that. And other thing which I had came to know that can be a thing of ADHD, and also which is connected with too much self-awareness. I can't focus on even myself while talking to somebody unless until I was very excited. I say without any hesitation, without thinking. There's a factor called suppressing factor present in our body, or specifically present in our mind. That suppressing factor suppress the annoying or unuseful thought that our minds pops up uneventually. If that suppressing factor doesn't work properly, you will be more likely to develop a condition which is hypersensitivity. You will be hypersensitive, not just the external stimuli, but also from the internal mind chattering. You will be always get distracted, irritated, and fucking annoyed by your thoughts. And I also noticed that maybe it is some sort of social anxiety. When I see myself, my reflection, or somebody else, I'm not able to complete my sentence, not able to think a thought which I need to tell, because I get more focused on his face, or more focused on what I have to do next. That create a loop which I have discussed in my previous video. You don't have to see that. I'm just stating just for the sake of the timer. I just need to make a 10-minute video. I need to talk in front of camera for some time. Maybe it will help to develop, to present my thoughts, to present my views, to present anything in front of camera, in front of anyone, even while watching in the eyes of anyone. Just got articulated very wrongly. Apart from that, the whole life of mine start to make sense after researching about my ADHD. That I have a scattered attention, which create very hard time to focus on something, to achieve something, to get stick to something that I'll do as a career. I will do a specific thing as a career. You will get distracted from the specific career also. You can't get stick to the one thing that you will enjoy the remaining of your life. And some of the short incident I would like to share, that I think that ADHD had more likely contributed in my life. At first, like in my 9th or 10th class of my school time, I joined boxing. Like, it sounds very cool, and I also used to think that I have very great power, I have great muscles, which I don't have now, but I used to have very great muscles, a great power. I can defeat anyone without using much of my more power, or without having much difficulty. I'm unable to recall some of the vocabulary words, but yeah, apart from that, when I used to fight some match, every time my mind get distracted to a lot of thoughts, to a lot of the people surrounded me, the referee, the opponent, my thoughts, all of get distracted me or myself so much. I can't focus on the fight. I can't fight at all. I just have the fear that I can't defeat him, which makes sense now that I have ADHD, which create a lot of fuss in my mind, unable or make me like a disabled child, which even though have a very fine hand to him, but can't fight properly anybody. Apart from that, another thing I would like to mention, that I had ADHD when I talk somebody in my smartphone on my call. I have to walk very fast to talk to someone. Whenever I have to read something or I have to study, I have to walk. That may be a sign of ADHD. I have to do some kind of activity all the time to achieve one of the activity which need to focus. Whenever, although at my teen I was very hyperactive student, but after doing some research I get to know that hyperactivity get vanished after the age of 18. It could be the reason that after 18, why I'm talking so slow, after 18, you had some kind of etiquettes, how you have to behave in front of others. I don't want to watch myself while talking. That create a lot of distraction. But what was I talking about? So fucking hell, that this creates a lot of fuss in my mind. I'm always forgetting the stuff. I was unable to complete my sentence. I have a lot of loss in recent past days. I have created a lot of fear or trauma without having much physical effect from the external world. My internal world get destroyed me so much that it's very hard to recover. But in some way I think that I'm still capable of recovering or healing of my mind. I need to get more active with the time. Apart from that, I also mentioned that I have developed alopecia areata, which I have the plucking of hair or loss of hair at a particular area, which I have at my top of the head, at behind my head, which created a lot of damage to my physical body. Didn't create a lot of overthinking I'm happy about that. I'm not much more aware about my physical body anymore. Maybe in future it will develop once again, but for now I am much more concerned and worried about my thoughts, my communications. It's very hard to live with that. I don't know what it could be the reason. If it is ADHD, it's uncurable, but I can manage that. But after defeating internally myself, my self-esteem get destroyed. My thoughts, my self-confidence, I started to doubt myself. I don't want to see myself. I don't want to see anyone else. I want to serve my parents. I want to do a job. But I think that genetical problem which I am facing, which run through my mom's side generation, had to give me a lot of trauma, and all it makes sense that while I was always crying previously, I used to blame my hair, I used to blame my acne scars, which I have still now, but it didn't affect me. I don't know what to do. Maybe in future I will find something else which will help to distract me. Maybe I don't have to find something new. I need to train myself by continuous practice. I had to develop a habit to be focused, to not get distracted, to not get anxiety or fears constantly. The most vulnerable state of the whole day. I feel vulnerable. Anxiety is when I wake up from my sleep. It's just like that I have lost all my wisdom, all my knowledge at how and why I'm doing all of that, even having so much issues with me. So that's for today. I think that while talking to myself, I get demotivated. I'm not feeling like crying, but I had cried a lot in past few weeks. Maybe I think I am mentally fatigued by crying over myself. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm tired of this life. Maybe I will talk about my ADHD and other symptoms in my next video. But yes, I've lost all my willpower. I don't have any willpower. And let's see how long it runs. How long I can survive. How long I can be alive. Thank you so much for watching, even though I know that no one is watching me. But yeah, bye-bye.